Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
So this is the new hypothetical I just came up with today. It's February 15th, Monday morning, or February 16th, Monday morning. And I'm like, I started writing the anti-Angst screenplay last night. Like I got like 1 or 2 pages, but I found a site that gives you a free program that you could use on the Android. But I had this hypothetical just pop in my head right now. If if somebody said, Ray, we'll give you $10 million right now. If you take the 10 million, no one will ever mess with you. You could live in a great place, privacy, do whatever the hell you want in terms of being a lazy bastard. And you'll have $10 million for the rest of your life existence. You never have to work or anything. But you can't write any music. You can't write any screenplays or do any art. You can't do anything creative. All you have to do, you can sit on your ass, watch Wheel of Fortune, watch stupid daytime television. You can't do anything else. We're giving you $10 million, but you can't do anything creative. Or we'll give you the shipping container home in the desert, set you up, and give you like 50 grand. You go from there to make your music. I take that in a heartbeat. Forget about the 10 million. I don't care about that. Absolutely. Give me the 50 grand and the shipping container and property in the desert and where I can make my stuff. Absolutely. That's a big disparity. 50 grand to $10 million. It's not about the money. It's never been about the money. It's about trying to achieve what I'm trying to achieve. And sadly, you can't do that without money. I guarantee you, most artists would be on my side or would do the same thing. Because if you're not able to create, write, make music anymore, write songs, write stories, then what am I? I'm nothing. That's what my identity has been, not just for 5-10 years, but like over 20 years. So I said, even if I do this nursing thing and I love it, it doesn't mean I'm not an artist. I'm still an artist. I just can't make money off of my art. It's ridiculous, but that's the reality that I'm living in because I'm living in other people's realities. I guarantee you, most artists would choose what I just did. You give somebody that option. We're giving you $10 million, but you can't write any music anymore. You can't write movies or television shows. You can't have all the creative juices in your body and brain are removed. And now you're just an empty shell with $10 million. But you can't do anything creative. Yeah, I would not take that deal. You can make it $1 billion. I still wouldn't care. The money is meaningless. I have a purpose in life. The reason I'm frustrated is because I can't live and survive doing this purpose. No fault of my own. That's just the way the world is, I guess. Because I tried the DIY thing and it left me homeless. So I don't have any other options besides that. Go to what? Go to school for art? It doesn't work. I already did that. I went to school. I took screenwriting class. Everything else I just taught myself. So why can't I get in the door? Why is there no opportunity for me? Again, I ask that question and I never get an answer from anybody. But yeah, the only reason I made this recording was that hypothetical was interesting to me. Because I don't know if you're a fake artist, if you're in it for the money, like the Frank Zappa thing, we're only in it for the money. But I don't think Frank Zappa would have taken that deal. Frank Zappa was a creative. He would have withered away in his 30s or 40s before he got whatever cancer he got. If people gave that option to Frank Zappa, I don't know what he would have done. But if you're just in it for the money, then $10 million, like, all right, you're set for life, right? You're set for life. If you're only in it for the money. The only reason you pick up a guitar or try to write a story, try to write a book is because you want $10 million. And that's not a bad goal. I would love that. In addition to being creative, that's the ultimate dream, to make the money off of what you're doing, what you like to do. Of course, that's the ultimate dream for any artist. But if you're only in it for the money, then yeah, you'll take that $10 million and you be happy and you think you're a success, but you won't be able to create anything anymore. It's like that part of your brain, that part of your soul is gone. And I don't think I could exist as a happy person like that. There's no way. I'm constantly trying to create something musically or in a screenplay format, which I'm getting back to that side of my brain, creative brain. But I'm telling you right now, the screenplay thing is too much work. To not get paid to write a screenplay, it's just too much work, man. I'm not saying that it's not pleasurable to form the story and outline it, get these characters in my head. And I kind of have a minimalist approach to it. So I'm writing different kinds of movies than the typical 3 act. Everyone has a conflict and a resolution. I don't write like that. I just want to write a real story that people can experience and make up their own decisions about what happens to the characters. Or that character reminded me of this person. That's when I'm writing with Auntie's angst, which is still fresh in my head right now. I said earlier I would write like 1 page a day, if that's possible to do. Maybe one scene a day. A scene could be 3 pages, it could be 10 pages, but most likely it's only 2 to 3 pages. I kind of think in very short scenes. So if I do a page a day, it would take me like 3 months to write, edit a really good screenplay. So that's what I'm planning to do. But I said the same thing about Willie the Vegan. I'm only going to write one song every Sunday for the next 2, 3 months. And I just couldn't do that. I got too manic. I did it all in one day. I did the last 4 songs or 6 songs in like a week. So I don't know. When I get the creative juices going, I can't stop it. I can't stop it. I'm not complaining. Don't take this like I don't want it to happen. It's just, you're always on call with the muse. If you want to put it like that, like a doctor is always on call or a lawyer's on retainer. Yeah, I'm always on call with whatever muse is guiding me to these ideas. And I get more frustrated with the screenplay stuff because I really feel like I've been blocked from making money from screenplay writing because I really believe my stuff is good. And I was like, I refused to write another screenplay because I wrote 15 and nothing happened. I couldn't even get people to read them or make any money or anything. So the opportunity for this is so limited. I get it. But the screenplay writing it's very hard work, man. If I do a couple pages a day, maybe I could keep my sanity and not get frustrated. But I don't like working like this because then it's like I just want to finish it, move on to the next thing. Finish it, move on to the next thing. I don't like to have overlapping projects because it's just my brain doesn't work as efficient like that. I just want to focus on one thing at a time. Plus, if I write the screenplay and then, for example, I'm writing music as well or songs, I think the ideas will blend into each other. They won't be separate entities anymore. I've had that problem with lyric writing, especially. So I don't know. I just had these ideas, like, but I might actually share this one on Substack because that hypothetical is very interesting to me. That's how you determine what an artist is really in it for. Is the artist in it because they have to be, like their brain won't let go, or not their brain, but whatever is guiding them to be an artist visually as a writer or whatever? Are you in it because you're just compelled to do it every day and every night of your life? Or are you going to take that $10 million check, tell the muse to F off and just live with that $10 million, but that creative part of your life is over, that you dedicated so many years to your life with constant failures, whatever, whether you succeeded or failed, that creativity that gives you a reason to wake up or work on something during the day or night, that's gone. You can't create anything anymore. What's more important to you? That's the true artist test, I think. I'm not judging people. If you're in songwriting to make $10 million or whatever amount, I use $10 million because it's like a ridiculous amount of money. Like $10 million, even after taxes, whatever it is, you're still set for life. You can buy your own private property, build your own house, and do whatever you want. You're free. That's why I use $10 million, but whatever you want to put there. If an artist makes 100 grand, I don't think they complain about that for a screenplay or something. But this is just a hypothetical. If you're an artist, ask yourself that question. If somebody came to you today and said, well, we see you every day, you seem to be working on art. It's like something compelling you. You can't stop creating these doodles or writing these stories and making these concept albums. In my case, those are the three things that drive me every day. We're going to give you $10 million just for the hell of it. But there's a stipulation. Like I said already 3 times, I'm repeating myself, so I need to end this now. If you take the $10 million, it's like a game show. How much would it cost for you to give up your dreams or to sell out your soul? That's what it feels like. It really is. What would I do at that point? I would just have to focus on something else, I guess. But the creativity is gone, and I complain about not succeeding as an artist like all the time, but I'm also very, very grateful that I have this creative, imaginative DNA inside of me because I don't know where it came from. I said there's like no artist in my family at all that I know of, at least. I think maybe I had a relative in Italy who like wrote a book, but that's like the only person. I only met him like one time. I think he wrote a book about like something, some political stuff. It's like, yeah, I don't know where this artistic urge comes from within me. It's not something I can stop, but would I stop it for $10 million? I don't think this is cursing, but hell no. I wouldn't stop it for any amount of money because it's like, it makes my identity. It gives me peace. It gives me sanity to get my feelings and thoughts out through works of fiction or music or something else. So I wouldn't do it. If you're an artist and you happen to listen to this, because I think I'm going to share this one on Substack. Ask yourself that question. That's a $10 million question. Maybe that's what I'll title this post, because that's what you have to ask yourself. Or if $10 million isn't a lot of money for you, then make it 100, because I still want to do it. If somebody said, we'll give you $100 million, but we're taking away all the creativity within you. You'll never be able to write music or appreciate music or know what you like. That individuality that you built up is gone. You won't be able to write stories or imagine universes with all these crazy animations that I always get in my head. We'll give you $100 million right now, tax free, US currency or crypto, whatever you prefer. But you can't ever write anything again or create a painting or draw or do anything creative. I think everyone has creativity, just people are afraid to explore it, which I'm not afraid at all, man. I was for a long time, but I wasn't afraid to explore things. I was more afraid about sharing stuff with people because I have this inferiority or imposter syndrome where nothing I do is good enough because I don't make money from stuff. That's still how I feel. You can't really be successful or tell people you're an artist unless you're in a gallery somewhere where people know your name or you wrote a screenplay that became a famous movie. You're not a real artist. Oh, you're an artist. Like, that's how I feel. And I know it's wrong to feel that way. There's plenty of amazing artists that nobody has ever heard of that just do stuff in their basements or in their apartments or anywhere. There's some 5-year-old kid who's like a prodigy creating amazing visual art. There's the guy that Joe Rogan talked about who's actually kind of famous that paints like psychedelic art. I forget his name, but based on his like DMT trips or something. So yeah, there's people that do crazy art. I get it. And there's plenty of people who will never get noticed because I said before, everyone wants to be an artist to some degree. Athletes want to become actors. Actors want to become musicians. Musicians want to act or be painters. Or it's all about creativity because I do include sports as an art form. Sports is most definitely an art form. Any sport. It's different. It's more physically grueling than art, like painting something, but I believe art is an art form. Jamie Moyer, he was an artist. People always compared Jamie Moyer, the pitcher that pitched for like 40 years. Love that dude. Jamie Moyer pitched on the Phillies in the '08 World Series year. And he's got a big foundation of some charity too. But Jamie Moyer was an artist. He was a painter. Like he didn't throw 100 miles an hour, but he knew how to pitch. Ranger Suarez was kind of like that too, or he's still kind of like that. But yeah, athletes are artists. You can make that comparison very legitimately. Football players, there's an art form to all that stuff. You have to be synchronized. Offensive linemen, you have to read the defense. Yeah, I don't know if you really call that artistic or more like the reasoning side of your brain, but you know what I'm talking about. You have to be creative. The Philly special. You have to be creative. Football is an art form. Chess is an art form. Poker, definitely. Poker is all psychological and patience, and it's an art form. You can find art in anything. I said that earlier. What? Like, I'm not putting down janitors, but like I'm using them as an example because people will say janitorial service is not really glamorous work. There's nothing wrong with it. It's honest work. But it can be an art form. If you're a janitor and you find your work boring, turn it into some kind of art. Make it more artistic somehow. That's what I'm trying to get that in my own brain, whatever I do in life, that you could turn it into an art form of some kind. I'm rambling now, but you get the point of this one. This one's very easily diagnosed because it's very just based on that hypothetical. And I swear to whatever God you want to put in front of me, whatever God you believe in, that if somebody came up to me today and said, we'll give you $10 million, you won't have to worry about money, car, going to school. You won't have to worry about anything in life in terms of your finances, getting food or shelter. You're set for life. It's $10 million, at least for me. Yeah, I'm set for life. I just invest a little bit and just coast on that. Put some in the bank and pays for my property tax or whatever. Like that movie, The Gambler, with John Goodman and Mark Wahlberg. And he's like, he gives him that great speech about what he should have done. But Mark Wahlberg is too much of a degenerate gambler. He just wants to go balls to the wall and stuff. But yeah, $10 million, I'm set for life. You could come up to me right now, somebody who's a billionaire, Jeff Bezos or Trump. Is he a billionaire? Or Elon Musk, he's probably a billionaire. They could all put $10 million together and say, we'll give you this right now. No questions asked. You have $10 million in your bank account, but you can't create anything ever again in your life. And I would refuse it. Well, we'll give you 20 million. I'd refuse it. We'll give you 50 million. I'd refuse it. 100 million. I'd refuse it. What am I going to do with that money? It doesn't matter. 10 million is the cap. What am I going to do with more than that? Like build my own country? What are you going to do with $10 million? Besides giving it to organizations that you believe in and charities? You have a house, you have food, and you have money coming in, at least to pay for your expenses, and you're done. What do you need 100 million for? There's no reason. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't take the money, even if it was 100 million. There's no way I would take that money. It's like telling, I don't know, I was going to say LeBron James, like before when he was in high school, we'll give you 10 million, but you're never going to be able to shoot a basketball again. And he'll be like, 10 million? He'd probably think about it. Maybe he knew he would be the best player in the world when he was in high school, but he couldn't have been 100% sure. And $10 million when you're 17 years old, yeah, that's a lot of money. I don't know what LeBron's situation was when he was 17, but if I was 17 and somebody came up to me and I was good at something, and they're like, we'll give you 10 million, but you can't do what you're good at. Because I do believe I'm good at this art stuff. I just never shared it with people until my 40s, really, starting in like 2020, I guess. Like I did try to share stuff when I was in my 20s, but it was so bad. In college, I used to share some of my like early songs that were just really stupid. But the stuff I did after that, I didn't really share with anyone, because I just lived like a hermit anyway. But that's it. I'm talking for too long. I just thought this was an interesting thing. If you're an artist of any kind and you're frustrated that you can't make money like I am, or whatever, you've dealt with this at one point in your life, and now you have a normal job, and you're like still thinking about that art in the back of your head because that's what you're passionate about. Just ask yourself that question. If somebody gave you 10 million, but you won't be able to have that creative part of your being anymore, that's just taken from your insides, and you become just, I don't know. I feel like I've always been creative since I was like 8 years old. So I'm going back to like being 5 years old. But even at 5 years old, you're imagining stuff. You're playing with little He-Man figures and you're creating a whole world with that. That's the part of your brain that you lose as you become old and cynical and you give up on your creativity. That's the part that Will Smith talked about in that movie, what's it called? 6 Degrees of Separation. I wrote about it in my book. Will Smith. And this will be the last thing I talk about because I don't feel like rambling anymore. But I really like that movie, if that's what it's called. Yeah. 6 Degrees of Separation. If you haven't watched that, or it's from 1993, so maybe you missed that, or you haven't watched it in like a decade. It's on my top maybe 30 movies, I think. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really well done. It's mostly dialogue, which I like movies like that because I want to write movies like that because it's easier to produce. The production costs are so bad or so little. Sorry. If you write a movie with pretty much Glenn Ross, the dialogue is just so perfect in that movie or the one I'm talking about now, 6 Degrees of Separation. Will Smith's probably his best movie, I think. Not that I've seen them all. If you can write a screenplay with like nothing but great dialogue that just keeps people's heads spinning, like, and that's what that movie does. It's just great acting. Sutherland, I think. Donald Sutherland. Will Smith's really good. Really, really good. And I forget the woman's name, but she's really good too. Um, Stockard Channing, maybe. I don't know if that's the one I'm thinking of. I think so. Stockard Channing. I'm reading off Google. But yeah, that's the point. He gives a big monologue in that, which I was trying to think of this movie because of that. Will Smith gives a monologue about Catcher in the Rye. It's really good. Just Google that and listen to his speech. Google Will Smith monologue from 6 Degrees of Separation. He gives like, I don't know, this really long, uh, is it a soliloquy or a monologue? I don't know what the difference is. Whatever it is. And he talks about the Catcher in the Rye, and it's all about people losing their imagination as they get older. And that was the point of Catcher in the Rye or whatever. And he makes a lot of sense. Like it's not fresh in my head, so just go listen to it. But yeah, that you lose that as you become more cynical in politics. You get more cynical in politics and just social causes that you think are really good, but then you become cynical as you get older. Charities, you become more cynical. Oh, they're just trying to steal from people. Because regretfully, there are some charities that did that. Like even during 9/11, people were trying to scam people. So yeah, people become more cynical as you get older because it's almost a defense mechanism where you just don't trust anyone. And I said before, it's, I believe that now it's better to be that than just trust everybody because people will probably walk all over you. But I don't want to think like that. I don't want to become that cynical person who doesn't trust people because that's what I became as a hermit, really. I just wanted to stay away from society in general. And it's not healthy to live like that. But again, I'd probably do that if my Kickstarter funded. That's what I'd be doing right now. I'd be living in isolation for the next 10 years, making music in my shipping container. So yeah, I don't know. You need to balance out your life. And don't come to me looking for answers to that because I don't have the answers. I should, as 44-year-old person, I should know that stuff. But a soliloquy is speaking one's thoughts aloud by oneself or regardless of any hearers. So I'm just like talking to myself. It's what I'm doing right now, but I'm in my car, so no one can hear me. But right now I'm doing a soliloquy, I guess, a monologue. So I don't think Will Smith's thing is a soliloquy because he's having like a dictation to other people in the room of why The Catcher in the Rye is so captivating, even though it's like a high school book. If you read it later in life, you'll get something else from it. I was supposed to read it again, but I got a long list of books to read and I don't even read anymore, to be honest. I was supposed to read like a St. Vincent de Paul book because I was trying to learn about his life. I always buy these books and then I just put them off until, oh, I'll read it later. I'll read it later. But granted, I am studying to be a nurse aide right now, so that's all I'm reading right now. And I don't want to get too distracted with other stuff. So that's a valid excuse, I think. And then whenever I have free time, I'm trying to create stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't stop doing it. even if somebody offered me the 100 million, I wouldn't be able to stop. But that's all. I got to stop this now. It's 2 o'clock, and yeah, I've been talking for a half an hour exactly. So I'm going to stop this now. But just ponder that question to yourself as an artist, or ask your artist friend that question. Because you could be like the Frank Zappa thing. We're only in this for the money, right? That was one of his early albums with the Mothers of Invention, which I listened to. It was pretty cool. I should listen to it again because I always bring that up. And I only listened to it maybe once all the way through, once or twice. I thought it was like kind of like a Ween album. It was just so weird, avant-garde stuff. But yeah, ask yourself that question, see how you form your response. Some people will just get a grin on their face and be like, hell yeah, I'm taking that money. I'm taking that 10 million and I just won't be able to create anything anymore. Some people will say that. If you're an artist, that's fine. I'm not judging you. But for me, I wouldn't be able to, because creating stuff is what keeps me as a person. It's like breathing. If I wasn't able to create stuff, I would not have any self-esteem. Like any. I got no sex life. I don't have any independence really, like in terms of I don't own anything. And yeah, I don't have a lot of things that you're supposed to have figured out at some point of life. But I don't care. Like the $10 million isn't going to give me that either. The $10 million just gives me security to not freeze to death or starve to death throughout the rest of my life as I get older and older. But it doesn't give me a purpose. And I would probably feel so empty that I would just disintegrate into thin air. Like my body would just disappear because I wouldn't be able to create anything anymore. It's like my daily thoughts are almost always about my past things that I've created or things I want to create now, things I'm currently working on. Like that takes up 90% of like my mental capacity sometimes. Now I'm doing this nurse thing, so that's more important right now. I'm trying to retain all that information that I'm reading about the different body functions and diseases and stuff. But I want to be able to, because it's like eating to me. You still have to eat, you still have to drink, you still have to breathe oxygen, and having that creative juice inside of me is like an essential part. Well, we just learned that in class today, the physiological needs. I would consider the creative aspect of my brain, or whatever you want to call it, the creativity that I've had throughout my life. I would honestly compare it to eating, drinking, or breathing in oxygen. To me, it's a necessary thing that I want to be able to live without. I just don't think I could, no matter what I do. If I get married and have 10 kids, I still be creating stuff. If I do this nursing thing and it's awesome, I become a great nursing assistant and it leads to something else later. And I do this for the next 30 years. I'm still going to consider myself a creative artist. It's not going to change. But that's all. That's the philosophy I have about the creative part of my life, because it is such a big part. It might be like the biggest part. It's not just an escape. For me, it's not. It's not just, oh, I can make a one-hit wonder and get rich off of it. I don't think like that. I want to create something so cool that people will be affected by. I said, I just want to make cool stuff, and that will suffice in terms of my creative aspirations, but it's not going to feed me. If that's my only goal, it's not going to feed me or shelter me. Just making cool stuff is not enough. I learned that. I learned that the hard way. But all right, I'm stopping now. Go listen to the Will Smith from 6 Degrees speech from 6 Degrees of Separation. It's a good movie. And that's all. I can't talk anymore.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.